Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never.
All right, we'll stop that and we'll start the recording.
Celebrating 4 years of talk like you've never heard it before. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network.
See, I can't even get the theme going at the right time. Hey everybody, here I am. We're trying this for another time, a second time tonight. So if you're watching a video and it started a little funny, don't worry about it. It's all working. And we've got things back where they should be. So I am going to open up the Skype lines now. Okay. Let's hope nothing goes wrong there. All right. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Okay. Let me turn on the phone here. Let me make sure everything's working. Go down to the panel, get that ready to go. I think we're ready to go. Okay. If you called us before, call us now. Rob, Phil, somebody else there was calling for a second. Okay, here we go. Here's Phil Meyer, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, now, there we go. I almost thought it wasn't going to work, but it did. There we go. Okay, fine. Hello, Phil.
Hey, good evening.
Yeah. Now I'm, oh, what? I'm using a lot of CPU again. Oh, that's, fuck me. I just fuck it all. It's terrible.
Well, you know, it's working.
Yeah, it's working. But I don't want it to be that, you know.
Yeah.
I need slightly better, well, it's going down now. Okay. Hello, Rob. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
Yeah, I just
a little bit hairy tonight.
Oh, jeez, is it hairy? I don't know. They OBS updated their system and it fucked me all over. It just, I had to redo the whole thing so that it works. So, yeah. But
well, I sent out your rug today.
You sent out my rug? I didn't want a rug.
Yeah, you're gonna probably have it by Wednesday.
What's the rug for?
Oh, it's for your microphone. It goes underneath.
I bet it's too big.
No, it's really small.
I bet it's too big.
It's the size of a mouse pad.
Yeah, here comes Josh. Hey there, Josh. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I wish I could say better, but, you know, now the CPU usage keeps going up and down. It's a clusterfuck for me tonight.
I'll be right back.
Oh, you're going?
No, I think something's on my nose. I'll be right back.
Oh, a booger? You got a booger on your nose, do you? Oh, that's nice if he's got a booger. Let me see here. Let me put my logo up here. Okay, all right. Oh, but I don't see the logo anywhere. Okay, here's Jeff Stein. There we go. There's Jeff. Okay, Jeff. Hello, hello, Jeff.
How do I get a rug?
Huh?
I want a rug too.
You want a rug too? Add to group. Okay, let's see if we get Richard Johnson now. Johansson, rather.
Johansson. Yeah.
Nope. No, it's not working. It's not working, Richard. Somehow you come up, but you don't go on. He's calling from Copenhagen.
Did you block him?
No, I didn't block him. I blocked him while he was trying to call all the time, and if he calls tonight, well, I'm just going to block him now so that I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, because I think he tried to call Jack's show after the other night.
Yeah, and he couldn't do it either.
He couldn't get through.
Couldn't get through.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Well, I blocked it. Well, you see it now. I blocked him. I thought no, he's blocked. Okay, but anyway. I don't. Hello, Jeff. You turn on your camera, Jeff.
Yeah, I thought I was on.
Yeah, boy. It's clusterfuck night tonight.
Boy, it is.
There we go.
I should be on now.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. All right. All righty. I can't figure out how to get my logo on anymore, but that's another problem. There's logo 2. Let's see here. Logo. Okay, there. That's it. It should be in there, and I can't get the logo to go on. This sucks. This all sucks. Let me see here. Huh?
It was on for a moment.
What, the logo?
Oh, I thought so.
No.
Oh, this is under your name.
No, it's not. This is the smaller logo that I've got here that I could use, I suppose, if I wanted to.
There's a logo on your mic. You know,
I know, but that's I want this. There we go. We put that down in the bottom there. We'll figure out what happened to the other logo later. I've got enough problems to solve.
Could be an OBS thing, you think?
No, I don't know where it went. All these things fucked up on me. Plus, I'm using up 64% of my CPU right now, which is unusual.
Don't use it all in one place.
Huh?
Don't spend it all in one place.
I won't spend it all in one place.
Okay.
But this is just I'm tired of this. I'm really tired of this. It's about time for me to retire the whole thing. I've got better things to do with my life, and this is just impossible, just impossible. And it was one thing after another today, and I just it's the technology sucks. I don't care how wonderful this technology has gotten, it sucks.
You summed it up that you're really the only guy using Skype in this fashion.
But that is my problem tonight. Skype is no problem at all. Look at it; it's beautiful, it's gorgeous tonight. But it's this excessive use of CPU power, and I don't know where it's coming from. But this is a new version of OBS, and they may have rejiggered it so it's using up more CPU than it did before. But I've got all the things turned up to the point where they should be working miraculously out there.
Well, they seem to be.
Yeah. But I guess I'm going to have to turn up everything to very fast or ultra fast so that I lower the CPU usage. It's strange. It's really weird, But... And nobody knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, Rob, with CPU usage.
Yep.
If you use up too much CPU, your machine just slows down like a motherfucker, right? But it's using up, right now, it's using 63%. Is that okay?
I mean, if it needs it, that's fine. That's not going to slow the computer down.
Right.
You're still okay at 63%.
Yeah. So... And it's wavering between 62 and 59, and
as long as it's not 90s.
Yeah. Oh no. But it was getting up into the 70s before I signed off and started up again. But in case you just tuned in, the reason there wasn't a show at the beginning was because the thing I used to switch this show, which is when I say switch this show, I mean when I go like this to me and then maybe back to them. That thing was completely fucked. Just completely fucked today. I hate it when they upgrade stuff because they always fuck it over, So, what the hell?
They make it quote unquote better.
They make it better, right? They did a whole bunch of things for gamers with this thing, but that was the upgrade. That was the substance of the upgrade. So anyway, it's one thing after another, and then Skype today. I don't know why. All you guys are in sync. But when I was talking to Ronnie earlier today and I was running OBS, I stopped using OBS and she suddenly went into sync again. And then she went out of sync. And I think it was using up too much CPU. I don't know what, but I went through that. That was horrid. Then I was going to go work out, but I didn't go to work out because I had to spend the next 2 to 3 hours trying to figure out what the problem was.
In the past, you've had sync problems before this upgrade. When you only had one person on Skype.
Yeah, but then when I got 2, like now, everybody's absolutely in sync.
Right.
In fact, you guys looking phenomenal tonight. Could be because you're using up all that CPU. But anyway, so It's just, there's a point at which you go, I'm just getting tired of this shit.
Just simplify. You don't need the TV. Just do the audio portion.
Well, I may go back to that. I may go back and simplify, because, but then again, here's the problem that I have. Skype, with their new Skype, makes it impossible for me to add people to the citizen panel. Okay? Here you call, I hit add to group, you're in. I cannot find the way to do that in the new Skype. No way.
The only way you can really do it is limited to 4 or 5 people.
How's that?
Well, you'll have one person in a box. I have the new Skype. I have 4 equal.
Oh, but
panels.
you can put upwards to 25 people on Skype now.
Well, you could, but for your purposes, you might have to limit to 5.
I might have to limit to 5. Well, I don't want to do that. That's not the nature of the show. It's a free-flowing show, and all of a sudden we got a ton of people listening and calling in and stuff like that, and you want to be able to accommodate that. But I can't even do that. I can't get 3 people on at the same time just by adding them as they call. All right?
Yeah.
Because Skype fucked that up. So if I go to an audio-only situation, I might have you all go to Google Hangouts.
A friend of mine was going to get on my computer to do some things for me, and he wanted me to get Zoom.
Zoom would cost all of you money.
This is a free Zoom.
No, there's no such thing as a free Zoom.
Yeah, I signed up. The whole thing was free.
And what did you get?
For one person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you mean a 1-to-1 person?
Yeah. Google.
I asked somebody the same question.
Yeah, Google Hangouts is good. It just doesn't give me the video, the decent video that I would normally get. But I could give you all the, I could put the address up on the website, and then you could just click on that, and immediately you're in Hangouts, and we could just do audio only. That's my fallback position.
Yeah.
If all else fails. But, we've had nothing but one problem after another lately, and it's just, I'm exhausted. I am just fucking exhausted.
No, that's because you're pushing the envelope of what you're doing.
It's depressing me, and I'm tired all the time, and this is just, it's just too much, and I just wonder why I keep doing it, because it just... Like tonight. I mean, I just want to go on and do a fucking show. I don't need all of a sudden this thing goes bad. Now, my video seems to look pretty good tonight. In fact, if I go over here, I'm looking pretty good on me. Look at this. I mean, we're using a little more CPU power, but we're also, I think, getting a better picture all the way around.
I don't technically know enough about CPU power. But if you were using your really fast machine, would it?
Oh, hardly any CPU would be used.
Right.
On the new machine.
Maybe OBS now requires a faster machine.
But somehow I can only use on the Mac. I can only use the latest version of Skype. Okay, that's for starters. And then in order to get it on the screen, I can't do it in the same way because there's some kind of flutter that happens. I can't do anything about it. So, maybe because of the fast machine, or it could be that it's just not working well with Mojave, Because the last thing that anybody does is try to make things better for the Mac, okay? Because most people have the PC. And so everything is tuned to the PC. And so if OBS has a program, like just now they updated OBS, and it said, we'll be updating OBS for Mac soon. It's like they don't care.
Yeah. Well, just, to throw in something, I was at a customer's house the other night, and the guy's on the phone, and he's talking to some guy that sounded Indian.
Yeah.
And this guy is telling him to go down to Walgreens or one of those places and get some gift cards because he's got, he clicked on some website on his Mac and it said, call this number. So he called the number, and the guy started telling him, well, I can fix this and so forth, but you have to pay us with gift cards. And I overhear this while I'm measuring his house. And I told him, I said, no, get off the phone, turn off your computer, turn it back on in a few hours, and I'm pretty sure that message will be gone. Yeah. Because what this guy is doing
here,
is
we got
scamming
Richard Johansson. We got him. Finally. Let me unblock you, Richard.
Hi.
Finally, after all this time.
Are you in Copenhagen?
No, first of all, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was a bit surprised because I was trying to work this out, and all of a sudden I was on. So
I don't know what you did, but all of a sudden, I mean, you didn't even ring in. You
no.
Yeah.
No, didn't I?
No.
Well,
I don't know what you did, but you were suddenly on.
Maybe
this is the only good thing that's happened to me today, technically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm very glad. And let me see a couple of things first. Can I?
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks. I want to apologize for last time I didn't hear you, so that's why I was calling, and I was probably the last 15 minutes of your show. So I'm sorry about that, Alex. I hope.
That's okay. I mean, I just had to block you to stop it, so that
I know. But I'm sorry that, and I also apologize to you other guys that was on the show at that time. If it were any. Maybe I don't know if it disturbed you, but probably a little bit. So I hope you're all okay with that.
Well,
gave him something to talk about.
Yeah, it gives us something.
Yeah.
By the way, Richard.
Yeah, hi.
Richard. How your name? How's it pronounced? Johannesson?
Yeah, in Norway, but I use Johansson because it's easier because I'm abroad pretty often.
Yeah.
And I actually got American heritage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and
these days, considering you live overseas, I wouldn't admit that to anybody.
No, I know.
What country are you in now?
Well, I'm in Norway now. I wasn't. I was now in Copenhagen. I don't know.
That's somebody else. That's somebody else that called the show.
Really?
You kept saying he was this guy, Phil, and I just deferred to you.
We had somebody that called. I thought it was you that was in Thailand.
That's right. That's right.
That was you.
Yeah. I was in Bangkok. I'm always in Bangkok. I'm always in Bangkok from October, November to about around this time.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 o'clock Eastern time in New York is 10 in the morning in Bangkok. So it's a nice time to call.
Yeah. But right now, what time is it? What time is it in Copenhagen?
Yeah. No, not in Copenhagen, in Norway.
Norway.
Yeah.
Where are you? Where are you in Norway?
I live a little south of Oslo, the capital.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, Jeff, you asked me about Norway's kind of architecture. I remember when I called from Bangkok. Can you remember that? You asked me about Norway's how Norway's is where we have a border to Russia and the architecture of the country. Can you remember that, Jeff Stein?
We can't remember anything.
Jeff's looking for a way to get on.
Demographics of this show.
Have you got? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Jeff, if you just nod, do you have microphone problems?
He's not hearing me.
No, I was turning it off. And
okay. Jeff, when I called from Bangkok, I remember you asking me about the kind of the architecture of Norway, how it, or whether we had a border to Russia, and so on. And can you remember that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I know that anyway, but
Okay. Okay.
it was up around.
Since Alex asked me where in Norway are you, I might as well explain. Do any Alex? Have you been around? Have you been to Norway?
Yes, I have. I went to the Olympics in Lillehammer.
Okay, so you know where Oslo is.
Yes, of course. We had to go through Oslo to get to Lillehammer. Yeah.
Yeah. It's eastern on the eastern side.
Right.
If you follow the coastline south, you come all the way to the tip.
Yeah.
All south as you can get. It's a town called Kristiansand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up there right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
And for Jeff, actually, the architecture of the Norwegian country, if I could use that expression, it goes like it's quite long. And we have a long Swedish border, which stops around where you said it's a tipping point to the east. And that's right. We go like that, like up and towards Russia, right? And we tip to the east, and Finland tips to the west. So Finland come in between Sweden and Norway.
Right.
So we don't have a Swedish border up there, but we have a Finnish border and a Russian border.
Right.
But the Russian border, I'm not sure how far it is.
You got any walls? You got any walls? You know, the Americans want some walls.
We're planning on one.
Yeah.
We're planning. We have the native. We call it Samer. The native population. We're planning on a wall there. So you know,
really?
we probably have a lot to talk about. Me and you. You like the you.
Love the wall.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite series was on Netflix. It was called Lilyhammer.
Yeah. Steven Van Sant.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I like that too.
Yeah.
About the wall, I hear you're planning on a wall too, or is it your friend?
Yeah. Well, hey, he's trying.
Yeah. Is it started on building? No.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of fence, and there's some cow pasture that they're putting up some barbed wire.
But do you really think it's going to be built in like?
Nah.
No. Because, in fact, they just did a whole thing where they where just now the Congress voted against it, and they think the Senate is going to vote against it as well.
He's going to veto it.
Yeah.
And then it will go to the Supreme Court, and by the time that happens, he'll be out of office, and somebody else will, you know.
Yeah. You don't think he's getting another period?
Maybe not. I don't think the Democrats.
We call it a term, but in his case, it could be a period.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could. It could. Actually, I've been listening to Alex's show, The Ramble, for about 2 years now. Actually, it's quite a long time.
We were wondering who was listening. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I just it's a little bit funny because it was an accident. It started out. I'm an artist. I make art, visual art. Paintings, drawings.
Yeah.
And there was a friend of mine in the same building as I live in Norway that had an old iMac.
Mm-hmm.
So he asked me, would you like to have it for free? So I said, yeah, sure. So I got it, plugged it in, and I went through it to see all the what was on it, you know.
Uh-huh.
I had to change the language and so forth because it was in German, his German. and I found a bunch of radio channels. So I went through there's a lot of Christian channels in these Bible Belt channels in USA.
Yeah.
Down south.
A lot of churches and stuff use the internet like crazy. Yeah.
Don't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's how you found us.
I
want to get on to other stuff. So just join in the conversation, and whenever you have an opinion about something.
Sure. I just raised my hand.
Yeah. First of all, how do you guys feel about Trump in
Norway?
Vietnam. Trump in Vietnam right now. To begin with, isn't it strange that we're in Hanoi? This used to be our biggest enemy, and now they're welcoming us with open arms. It's pretty cool.
Now, you said that Trump never went to Vietnam. He never served in the military. Now he's in Vietnam as the commander in chief. I guess that makes him a Vietnam vet, huh?
Not really. No. Yes, Richard.
Yeah. I just something happened. I can see there's two circles and.
Oh, he has the new Skype.
He has the new Skype. Welcome to the wonderful world of the new fucking Skype.
Okay, okay. I didn't.
By the way,
I'm
Rob,
not familiar with it.
Rob,
if you want to see somebody in a circle, just drag them down into one of the squares.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
Rob.
like that.
Rob.
Yeah.
Which Skype are you using now?
The new one.
The new one
with the circles.
And what do you think of it?
You know what? To do this, I could understand doing a show with it would suck, but from my perspective, just sitting here on GabNet, that's no big deal.
Yeah.
If I want to see if one of the people in the circles, I just drag them down. If that's all. You just drag them down into one of the big squares and they appear.
But didn't I drag them down? Then I beat them.
Didn't you like it when everybody was on the screen at the same time, though?
I did. I mean,
it would be nice if what they did was they allowed you to put as many people on the screen as you want to at one time, but it only allows you to do 4 at a time.
4? Only 4?
Yeah, only 4.
So you can't resize. You can't
resize. In other words, you can't say, "Hey, I'm going to pull this person down, and I'm going to pull this person down, and finally you've got like 10 people on the screen." It won't do that.
Oh, I see. I see.
SG, you're making a lot of noise, whatever that is you're doing. SG.
Hey.
Yeah, okay. And then, it's because you're moving around is what's happening. You should get yourself settled before you call.
He's got places to go, people to see.
Yeah, important stuff to do. Right. Anyway,
Alex,
yes, Richard.
I'm getting a headache.
I forgot one. Sorry if I talk too much, but I forgot one question.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah.
You're born in Frisco, right?
San Francisco. You don't call it Frisco.
Yeah, Frisco is I know it's
Texas.
I just say Frisco. But were you in New York in like 76, 77?
I was here. Yeah, I was.
Okay. Were you into do you remember a guy called Willie DeVille?
No.
He had a band called Mink DeVille that played.
Oh, Mink DeVille. Well, I know the group called Mink DeVille. Yeah.
Okay. He played at CBDBs and then he went solo, but I made actually, as a matter of fact, I made a portrait of him, and I actually sent it to you and at the your Facebook site, GabNet Facebook site.
Yeah.
But it's a long time ago. I sent him and.
Okay, Richard, I don't want to go off on those tangents. Okay, I want to get some kind of conversation going here, and that drags us off right into the talk show ditch.
I just want. Sorry, I
something that only Phil Meyer is allowed to do.
I know that.
Anyway, there are people.
Show me a ditch and I'll jump in it.
I think it's fun that Trump went to Hanoi in a plane, and and it's like if what's his name Kim Jong Un took the train, took the train, you know, and I thought that was amazing. You know, how third world can you get? He took the train.
No plane. That train, Alex, only went 35 miles an hour.
Really?
And he covered 2,500. I think they said, was it 2,500 miles that he covered? And it went 35 miles an hour?
I'm sure he didn't feel cramped in one bit. But it only went 35 miles an hour?
Yeah. Yeah. That
because
was
the rails going down to that part of the world are high-speed rails now.
I guess not the ones from Korea.
That in Korea, 25 miles.
No. He went from Korea down through China and then down into Hanoi.
What an easy target.
You know what? Yeah, okay. If I were him, I would say, hey, guys, I'm going to fly back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, 35.
I've been down there a lot, and they have actually done in South.
Richard, I'm going to have to ask you to be spare about talking, because we want other people to jump in and
something about the train.
Yeah. You know, as soon you know, it's a hello SG. Hello SG.
Yeah, this is your chance to talk.
SG, hi. Oh boy,
no, he doesn't have a microphone.
He doesn't hear you.
He doesn't hear me.
I don't know why.
Oh well.
He barely got a camera. Now he doesn't have a microphone.
Yeah. Right.
Well, he's a conservative, and that's what we do.
What, make people's lives miserable?
Yeah.
Wears his sunglasses at night too.
Oh yeah, because he's cool. He's really cool. We can say nasty things about him because he can't hear us.
Well, they're special to be able to see liberals in the dark.
I see. Like those tactical glasses at night.
Yeah.
Very good.
For $19.95, and if you buy now, you get 2.
That's right.
Does it say SG on his cap or something?
Yeah, that's
SD.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's its logo. Or,
San Diego.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Anyway, but a lot of people feel that his people are worried that he's going to give away the store in Hanoi because he so wants to make some kind of deal so he looks good and so he can get himself, he believes, a Nobel Prize. And so they're afraid he's just going to like give it all up to Kim Jong-un. Yeah, anything he wants.
And more importantly, to try to overshadow the headlines of Michael Cohen testifying in front of Congress tomorrow.
Yeah. Yep. But you know who's going to get the most news tomorrow, don't you? Cohen.
Oh yeah,
well, gotta be.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. It's the Cohen show tomorrow.
Huh?
It's the Cohen show tomorrow.
It's the
0700.
Yeah.
I don't know that he has anything to give.
He's got a ton to give.
Believe me, Phil.
They say he's got actual documentation he's going to bring to corroborate what he says.
He's got
we'll
video.
See. Yeah, we'll see.
Phil,
he said he had tapes. He said he had audio.
Yes, and I bet he does.
He's got checks.
Yeah.
I bet he does.
I bet it's a lot about nothing.
Listen, who knows more about you than just about anybody, even more than your lady?
Your attorney.
Your accountant. Your accountant.
Yeah.
And your attorney. But, you know, this guy was doing the money stuff. He was doing the dirty tricks for Trump. He was the fixer for Trump. I mean, this guy's got a lot of tales to tell.
Well, we'll see. But maybe these tales were all prior to Trump's election. The only one that they're saying is probably happened during his campaign was the Stormy Daniels payoff. And what they're treating it as is Stormy Daniels was blackmailing Trump, and it's not illegal to pay blackmail.
She wasn't.
And what she did was illegal.
How was she blackmailing Trump?
She got $175,000.
No, she was offered that money.
Well,
as hush money, so she wouldn't talk about it.
That's what she says. That's what Avenatti says. We'll
Well,
see.
why should
Listen.
Believe me,
Cohen says.
I'm going to believe a porn star before I believe Donald
I'm
Trump.
sure you would.
Yeah,
I would too. I would definitely.
because she has no pretense about giving a blowjob.
Yeah.
No.
What do you think, Josh?
How,
Do you think it's going to be all the conservatives saying, "Oh, well, you can't believe Cohen because he lied before" and all of that, or do you think America's going to listen?
Who did he lie for?
Oh, he
who did he
lied for
lie for?
Trump.
Himself, I
He-
think.
He lied for Mr. Trump.
He lied
The
for
man that
Trump.
He lied for Trump.
I think he was trying to protect his own ass.
You think so, huh?
Yeah.
He lied for Trump. And he got burned, and so he feels scorned.
Oh,
It's going to be interesting.
an attorney
I'm sure that's the
sworn?
argument. I'm sure that's the argument they'll make. I mean, so I guess we'll just see. I don't necessarily care as much about what he says as I would care about what he shows. I mean, if he brings corroboration, then it's the real deal. Now, if he just stands up there and talks for 3 days, even though I would be inclined to believe him, if he doesn't have anything to prove his case, then he's just a guy who's been a long time dirtbag talking about another guy who's been a long time dirtbag. You know what I mean? So
He's got a lot to lose. He's going to go away for 3 years, and he can only make it worse on himself if he continues to lie.
right, yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying, if he doesn't have anything to back it up with, even though you and I would probably be inclined to believe him, I would just judge it like the court of law would. I mean, uncorroborated accomplice testimony is, not really admissible, if you will. I mean, it's not good enough. I mean, it's good enough for the Intelligence Committee or whatever, but not necessarily for, impeachment purposes or purposes in the court of law or whatever. So we'll see what he has. I mean, the person who's plugged into him more than anybody, it seems like, is that what's her name, that Emily Jane Fox, that reporter for Vanity Fair. And, she seems to hint that he has, what was her headline today? Like bombshell testimony or something along those lines. So, we'll see.
Richard has.
She's
Yes.
been pretty right about him.
Okay, Richard.
For a while.
I was just wondering, you talking about politics and that Cohen thing, and I haven't been in the States under Trump. I'm just wondering how has it been? How bad has it been under Trump these years?
I think it's been pretty good.
Yeah, you think so? But I mean, what do you guys? I believe there's some leftists as well here.
Yeah, well, living in a foreign country, how do you feel
About Trump?
about Trump?
Or,
What's the general feeling about him?
yeah, the general feeling. Oh, well, I'm a lefty myself, so I feel that he's the feeling that I have is that he's not.
Okay, let me wait, Richard.
He's not professional enough.
Yeah, Richard. Let me give you some terms you could use. Scumbag. You could use that one if you want to use it.
Okay, yeah.
Douchebag. Douchebag's a good one. How about you, Rob? You have a word that might fit here, Rob?
I actually have those exact same words that you could use for somebody else, and that's that Congressman Getz.
Oh yeah.
Who threatened Michael Cohen via Twitter today?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Really?
I heard something about that.
Witness tampering. He actually wrote a tweet saying, "Do your wife and father-in-law know about your girlfriends? Maybe tonight would be a good time for that chat. I wonder if you'll remain faithful when you're in prison. She has a lot. She's about to learn a lot."
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Talk about
She'll be
witness.
faithful because she's selling off.
Well,
all
wait a
his
minute.
assets
How
right
do you
now.
feel about that, Phil? That's witness tampering.
Well, I didn't do it.
No, I know you didn't do it, but if you had the chance, you would.
Yeah.
Phil?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I seen the reactions, different or the different opinions or reactions to about Trump in different countries throughout the last year, all the way from Norway to Thailand, and everywhere I come when we're watching TV or whatever and see Trump, everybody usually most of them kind of. Oh, there we are. Yeah, usually they kind of get a little, they're giggling and laughing a little bit. And I said, are you laughing about, is it Trump? And they said, yeah. And in Thailand was the same thing. And I said, hey, do you know that's the American president? Yeah, we know. And they start laughing. And
it's the media, funny. Richard, it's the media that portrays him in that fashion.
Oh yeah. It's not like he does anything. It's not like he does anything to make you get that opinion.
No, but you see, the media could spin it any way they want. If you spin it the way
media. Will you remember for a moment who the major amount of media in this country actually is?
Well,
it's the. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. It's Fox.
It's the Jews.
It's Fox. It's Newsmax. It's Drudge. Come on, you're going to talk about the media passing across lies. What were you saying,
What
Kim?
Richard's saying is that he's talking about the world media on the other side of the globe. That's making a laughing stock.
But they get
that's what the world is
No,
saying.
Phil. They observe. Phil. They observe.
Well, no, maybe not. Maybe they got their own reporters over there, and they're what he's saying.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. SG, I've got one of those sitting right back here. If you look in back here, so just put your Trumpy bear away, okay? Come on, you just get rid of that, SG. Or I'm going to get rid of you.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of him. I don't need that. Okay.
Oh, there
we
go.
No, if you look back here, folks.
Good one.
He thought he was doing something special. If you look back here, okay, see right up there. There he is, Trumpy Bear. There's my Trumpy Bear. Okay.
Hey, Alex, do you have that cap you got on? Is that I can't see it. Is that Hong?
It's Chinese. It's Chinese military.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Where did you buy it?
In China, in Beijing. Yeah.
Beijing. Yeah. I've seen them. Yeah. You can get them in Thailand too, fake, cheap one.
Yeah, well, this was cheap one too. I mean, I can't say I stole it off of a Chinese soldier, but I love the cap, and I don't usually wear it out because I'm afraid some people will give me a bad time for it. So.
Oh yeah.
I also have a T-shirt of Barack Obama as a Chinese soldier.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember you had and you had a cap too, and Barack Obama.
So,
but you don't go out with that.
No,
you don't want to.
Probably nobody would give me a bad time for this cap because it's just a really good-looking cap with a star on it. But the T-shirt. If I wore the T-shirt here, I live in Harlem, and if I wore the T-shirt here, some people might be offended by it, even though I like what it says. It shows him as a Chinese soldier, and it is a pretty cool T-shirt. I love it. So.
In Norway, Denmark, or something like that, maybe Sweden, nobody would
even look twice. No. It's just here in America we have people wearing a cap like that one that Phil's got on.
That is something else.
That is the current version of a Nazi swastika.
Did you see that news report that they were showing last week? A student in Berkeley had a table and he was wearing MAGA cap. and another student walked up to him, and there was an altercation, and he got cold-cocked and punched in the eye. And I guess with no provocation, according to the other witnesses in the video, for being hit. But I guess Fox News is showing this and running it fairly frequently, but they are saying that no other news station has been running that story.
Fake news.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen it on anything else.
Phil, as I said about Trump being laughed off or so on throughout Europe and Asia. You said that they were the media had.
Well, I felt that the American media is biased in most cases, and they spin his situation in a way that makes him look like an idiot. And then on the other hand,
he's acting like an idiot, Phil.
Well, because you agree with that media.
No, it's not that I agree with that media, Phil.
His own words, Phil. It's his own words.
Well, it's his own words. You interpret them.
Phil, you're not a student. Look, I know you, Phil. You're not.
He's got Pompeo out there now, who's coming out saying, because he said that Kim Jong-un, or I should say North Korea, is not a nuclear threat. And his own people are constantly contradicting. Well, that's not really what he meant.
During the first summit with Kim Jong-un, people were saying that he didn't do anything. But what he was trying to do was build a relationship. In sales, you first have to have trust before you can present value.
Phil, you're talking about a guy who is reprehensible. This is not a typical guy you're trying to build. He's trying to sell a carpet to.
It was Abraham Lincoln that said that you have to be friends with your enemies. And the only way that you're going to get something from Kim Jong-un is to...
He's playing Donald Trump.
He's playing Donald Trump.
No, Trump is playing him.
No, Donald. He knows exactly how to play Donald Trump. He tells him how great he is and how terrific he is. And nobody knows better than Kim Jong-un, because people know how to play Kim Jong-un that way.
No, Kim Jong-un was a bully and still is, but I don't think that he would say something.
You watch. Trump is going to give up the farm. He's going to sell the farm out to him. I think he is.
I'm scared of what
to begin with, he didn't get anything last time.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
You got to realize that in
what
sales,
did he get?
you must
What did
build
he get?
trust
What did he get, Phil?
you
This
can
isn't
ask
sales, Phil. This is
sales.
international diplomacy. There's a difference between that and selling a fucking rug off the floor.
No. Negotiation is the same. Whatever the product
simplifying
is.
it.
You're simplifying it. No, it's not the same. No, it's not the same. And the stakes. And when you sell a rug to somebody and they don't like it, they don't turn around and bomb your store.
Phil, if somebody comes into your store. Phil, if somebody comes into your store, they have a need. They have a need for carpet, right? So that's the difference between.
Buy it from me.
There's a lot of people out there. But that's not the difference. But you're missing the point. The point is there's no need here. You've got a rogue man out there who.
Yes, there is a need. Do you realize how wealthy Kim Jong-un could be if his country all of a sudden is starting to trade with the rest of the world?
Do you realize how wealthy Kim Jong-un is? He's worth more money than Donald Trump.
Individually, but that doesn't keep him in power.
You know how many times I've gone to buy a car and rode the salesman?
You rode the salesman?
Yeah.
And walked away?
Yeah, because you didn't have any trust.
Exactly. There you go.
So what Donald Trump is doing is he's building trust.
That's what Kim Jong-un is doing to
Mr.
Trump.
Donald Trump is
riding him
trust.
like a pony.
Yeah, Phil, you would have told me that what Donald Trump is doing. You would have told me that what Donald Trump is doing with Adolf Hitler is trying to get trust. Bullshit. Richard, you have your hand up.
Yeah, you said something about the Nazi thing similar to
the MAGA hat. Yeah.
Yeah. There is a saying that I don't know. I can't remember who said it, but Marianne Faithfull said that the Nazis appear every 75th year. So they are about to appear now.
Just remember, Nazis are socialists.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
No, they were national.
no.
Wait a minute, they were national.
nationalists,
Phil, they were nationalist socialists. They were nationalists.
Nationalist socialists.
No.
I live in a socialistic country.
Yeah.
We're not Nazis.
No, but Nazis were socialists.
They were national socialists.
National
Okay.
socialists.
Democratic socialists.
No,
national
they were
socialists,
they were
all look alike.
nationalistic in nature, Phil.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
dumb,
it's a
Phil. You're
redistribution.
being dumb, and don't be dumb because you're not.
Okay. Now,
What
you
kind of
have-
redistribution?
well, in America right now, you've got a lot of people in the Democratic Party that want to redistribute the wealth. They also, there are some that are calling for reparations for slaves or descendants of slaves. So Bernie Sanders, for instance, just wants to redistribute the wealth. Kamala Harris wants to have reparations for people that are descendants of slaves. All this is a money grab. And that's socialism, and that's
I think yes,
socialism and national socialism is not the same.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, he wouldn't know the difference, though,
and
Richard.
knowledge
He
about
wouldn't know the
positions
difference
of
because he thinks
capitalism.
communism and socialism are the same.
We're talking
Yes, they
about
are.
democratic socialism, not
Yeah, that's right.
different
You can
thing.
give it any kind of label you want. I call it Nazism.
It's not a label.
not.
It's
Phil,
different.
you can call it that, but when you call it that, you really show how stupid you are.
Yeah, because you're putting a label on it yourself.
Yeah.
And you're not.
Well,
you know,
you're calling it
it's
socialism.
socialism. That's all it is. It's socialism.
No, you're calling
Redistribution.
it communist socialism is what you're calling it.
And what the Nazis wanted to do was redistribute all the Jews' assets. That's
Jesus
all it was
Christ.
about. Take Jewish families, put them in concentration camps, move German families into their
Take
homes,
Mexicans,
redistribute their wealth.
Mexicans, put them into
That's
concentration
what
camps.
Communism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how is that?
In fact, separate them from their children, just like we did in the
Hey,
concentration
we didn't ask
camps.
them to come over here.
Listen, I got a friend of mine.
Yeah.
I have a
Jump
friend of
over our
mine who
wall.
was in a concentration camp, and he says the only thing that bothers him about today is he sees the whole thing happening all over again.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's the socialists in America that are doing it.
No, that's not what he said, Phil. Trump
Amazing.
scares the shit out of him. Yes,
Phil,
Richard.
Phil, how I mean, watching the
did.
show over this, how do you feel taking so much, having such a hard time? I mean,
Well, it comes from the territory.
it's
you know.
it's okay with you to
I
be
don't
like,
take it personally.
yeah, okay, that's
Phil,
good.
I have a prediction. Someday that hat you wear, you will not be able to wear in public.
Not in California.
No. Anywhere. It's going to
Yeah.
be like wearing a swastika.
Yeah, well, you really
In-
can't wear it.
In how many years, Rob?
In the future, I don't know, 10 years.
in the future,
As we
okay.
look back, as history looks back on this period,
Yeah.
it's going to be like looking at a swastika. It's going to be like wearing a
Hey,
swastika on your arm.
I
You
have
might have a
Nixon
point
Agnew.
there. You might have a point there, Phil.
Well,
You
then
might have
it'll
a
be a
point.
rarity, huh? I have a Nixon Agnew button, and
Hey,
you know, there was a time.
You could be a collector of
Yeah.
Trump things, you know, and like
Well,
yeah.
You're not allowed to be a collector in this country anyway. You're not allowed to be a collector. It's
No, because
illegal
the
to have
socialists are going to redistribute it.
illegal.
Nazi paraphernalia.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
about
you can
yeah?
have
But
Nazi
what about
paraphernalia.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
What
you
about
can. Not in Germany.
What about Lemmy from Motorhead? He lived in L.A. and had a apartment full of Nazi memorabilia.
Yeah, you can have a Nazi memorabilia. I think, you know, when what was it, Morton Grove, when the Nazis wanted to march, the
Yes.
ACLU went to court to allow them to do it on this free speech issue.
Yeah.
But in
Okay.
Germany, I don't believe that you're allowed to buy or own or.
No, you're not.
no,
You're not
no,
allowed in
no,
Germany.
not in
In
Germany.
Germany,
No,
you can't
no.
even show the swastika. I looked at a memorabilia shop in the window, and they had like gold, you know, like wings from the Luftwaffe or whatever, and the swastika was covered with a piece of tape.
Yeah.
You cannot display the swastika anywhere in Germany. But there's a good reason.
A little close to home.
It's a little close to home, you know. Here people look at it as memorabilia. Quite frankly, the swastika to me doesn't represent memorabilia. It represents Holocaust.
I would think that you'd probably have to have it in a museum or something.
And by the way, that cap you're wearing,
probably be a terrorist
that cap you're wearing represents hate to me.
Well, all it represents to me is go back to a time when America was great, like after World War II.
Oh, really? Was it great then? I lived then. I was alive then. Was it? Yeah. Was it with a House on American Activity sub? With the House on American, and we had the House on American Activity subcommittee, and blacks couldn't go places in the South and eat at the same.
Growth. You know, nothing's perfect.
Oh,
that's hey,
you know, what did we do for Japan? What do we do for Germany? What do we do for England? We made America great. We helped them. We created Israel.
Talking about those Nazi memorabilia and in Germany, Alex. There was actually a Norwegian writer that wrote a book called in Mein Kampf.
Yeah.
And it was
I thought that was written by Adolf Hitler.
It was.
Hitler
but it wasn't Nazi, and he is not. The writer is not a Nazi in any way. But when he launched the book, he couldn't. In Germany, they didn't take that title, of course.
Well, I thought Mein Kampf meant my plan.
Totally out of
my struggle.
Oh, is that what it means?
My.
And didn't Hitler write it when he was in jail?
Yeah, in prison. Yes.
Part of it. I don't think the whole thing, but yeah, that's right. Maybe.
I've never read it, but I never read the Bible.
Well, you should read it because then you'll understand Trump better.
Yeah. And you should read the Bible and the Quran.
Because you'll find a lot of pages in there that represent your philosophy, Phil.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I remember. Phil,
I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure.
Nah, I doubt it.
I remember, Phil, you were asking me about Syrian immigrants to Norway.
Yes, because I heard that the crime had increased in Norway, Sweden, due to the Syrian immigrants and rapes, they were saying.
Or were they?
Yeah.
Rapes?
Well, this is what I...
Well, we always have to add rape, Richard. You can't just have...
I don't know that it's true. That's
robbery and stealing. You've got to have rape, too, to really scare the public.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What did you say, Alex?
I said you got to add that rape in there to scare the public.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, what is the reality of what Phil just said in Norway?
I didn't say it. I asked the question.
No, you were asking a question by implying something, Phil.
No,
what I
heard in the media.
Yeah, okay, but it's not true because I live here and I've seen it, and the trouble if there is trouble with the immigrants, it's the refugee camps we have. Because we took, what was it, 25,000 or something like that, and it's crowded. You got two families in a room, and people that don't know each other, and the staff is doing their best, but it's going to be a riot sooner or later.
Yeah,
that's the tension and all that.
But that's based on the fact that you were nice enough to take in 25,000 people.
Yeah, wow.
Wasn't it Norway? Was it Norway or was it Sweden during World War II that accepted Jews? And
Sweden.
The king of Sweden, when the Nazis said the Jews all had to wear Jewish stars, the king of Sweden came out wearing a Jewish star.
Right, that's correct. Sweden.
Yeah. My best friend's mother and father, when they were released from the concentration camps, met in Sweden when they were, they were brought over there. They got married, and then they came to the States. And my friend was born in the States.
Well, that's where I believe Jack. That's where Jack went to be hospitalized,
Really?
was in Sweden. Yeah.
But Phil, you might be what you read or heard about the immigrants, the trouble. It's correct that the crime is a little bit, but it's not the Syrian refugees' fault. They're not involved in increasing or anything like rapes or like,
Yeah.
But
because the media can tell you anything pro and con about anybody.
But there is a major problem in Oslo.
But they do.
But that's with in Oslo. We got a rather big problem because Oslo is like it's a big city, but it's a small city as well. It's about 1 million. It's not that big for Europe and for the States, but we've been taking in refugees, immigrants since the 70s from Pakistan. We started out, and they are now 3 generations. Pakistan.
Well, they assimilate, right?
Yeah. So the crime and all the thing, it's a lot of. Those guys, youngsters from those, including Norwegians.
Is there a problem with the Hells Angels in Norway? I saw a documentary that
I thought I interviewed people on this show. I guess it's Phil.
That doesn't. I thought I did that everywhere.
Yeah, but in Oslo there was some big.
Well, Oslo is a big
war.
No, it's not a war. A war to Hells Angels against who?
I don't know.
No, but
the Mongols.
Actually, yeah. But the Mongols. I think they were trying to create a chapter in Norway, but they didn't succeed.
Doing teddy bear runs.
But
what did you say, Kevin? What did you say, Kevin?
Rather big Hells Angels community. Yeah.
Yes, Kevin. What did you say?
I just said they were doing teddy bear motorcycle runs.
Yeah.
You talk about wolves in sheep clothing. The Hells Angels are definitely the wolves in sheep clothing.
Yes.
And they're drug dealers.
Well, they always treated me very. Let me say this. They always treated me very nicely. And in fact,
they treat everyone.
In fact, yes. Well,
I've seen them beat down.
They like me. Yeah, I know, but they like me a lot, and so much so that in one case in Houston, Texas, when my life was threatened, they came by the studio and gave me a motorcycle escort home to make sure I was safe. And here in New York, I became friends with them, and they were spectacular with me.
Well, I had ridden several times with Ray Folks, who was the president of the Sonoma chapter of the Hells Angels, and he's in jail right now. But he was the guy that threw the first kick in Laughlin that started that deal where a number of people were killed.
So what is that? I'm
intimately familiar with the Hells Angels, and I've seen them see a person and just beat them down.
Yeah, but the question is, how did they treat them first? They just I think respond with violence if you say something.
Vest, and he wasn't a Hells Angel.
Well, then you don't do that.
They get provoked. They
get provoked, and people go around provoking them too. Yes, Richard.
Yes, I wanna add to what you said about angels, Alex. I totally agree with. I had a similar experience like you had with the angels, being treated excellent.
Yeah.
I've been to the chapter in Oslo several times because a friend of mine has a friend in there, and they similar. They treated me excellent and nothing, right. And they made sure that I was safe. Okay. They made sure they asked me, "Do you want to ride home? Anything?" but you know, I don't know if you know about, or I don't know.
But do you condone the organized crime and the drugs?
Yeah,
absolutely. Because you
heard about all that, of course.
You go along with Trump.
Gangsters in the United States.
I never seen it.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
States used to go.
Do you know the biggest gangster is right now? You know the biggest gangster is in the United States right now, Phil?
Yeah, there's mafia in the United States.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Fake news.
Wait a minute. He was associated with the mafia. Are you kidding me?
Hey, my father had to pay the mafia.
Well, then your father was associated with the mafia.
Well, associated, you had to pay. You wanted to work, you had to pay.
What kind of mafia is the most common in USA? I mean, nationality. You know,
I guess the Italians, right?
The Italians.
Now we've got the Mexican mafia. And
listen to our president. What does he call? What does he call Cohn? He uses a mafia term, a rat.
Well, he is.
Yeah, a rat.
You know, I never ratted on anybody.
Because in Europe, it's the Russian mafia that's
Well, we got those in New York.
Okay, let's hear from Kevin. Kevin.
Yeah.
Got the Teamsters.
Josh, let me hear from Josh. Josh has been quiet.
Where's Josh? Oh, yeah.
How do you define a gangster?
What do you want to know?
How do you define a gangster? Would Trump fall under that category?
I think so. Probably, yeah. I mean, we don't have public evidence of that, but I think if we if we use our good senses, I think we could probably say that. Well,
yeah. I watched a movie tonight that had to do with Trump. It was called The Bad Lieutenant, and Harvey Keitel got shot in the last scene under a sign that said the Trump Casino. Did you see that in the last scene? There was a.
What does that have to do with our discussion?
No, there was a.
What does that have to do with our discussion?
Well, you know,
nothing.
Zero. Zilcho.
Well, it just made me think of the Trump.
Shut up, Phil.
in Atlantic City.
Rob, say something. Get me out of this.
Unfinished.
No, it was finished, but
yeah, and then repossessed. Rob, any comments here?
I don't have a comment. No. You thinking of Sparks? Are you thinking of the Sparks movie, Steakhouse? Where is that? What made you think of the guy getting shot under the Trump sign because of the Italian mafia?
It was a casino in Laughlin, Nevada, that Ray Folks started. I think it was the Mongols and the Hells Angels.
Yeah, it was the Mongols, and in the following year, the rally down here in Hollister was happening the following year, and they had more cops down here in town than you would never believe.
Yeah,
and they came down here and rattled chains and were escorted out of town.
Yeah.
Yes, Richard.
Yeah. Hey, Phil. Talking about the angels. If you ever want a Trump tattoo, go with the Angels. They're really good at tattooing.
They do it good.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Let me change the subject here. Let me change the subject here. We just got through with our annual tradition in this country called the Oscars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Right.
Huh?
Right.
Yes.
I thought you were going to bring that up. It was a nice little upset, actually, right?
First of all, I think that a hostless Oscars was perfect.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I didn't watch.
In fact, the real host of that show was a woman I used to date. Randy Thomas, who was the announcer on the show, did most of the introducing.
There you go.
You know, and so I was so happy to see her be the host of the Oscars.
The movie you like won.
Nice.
I like Green Book. I liked Roma. So that was the one I was hoping for.
What did Roma win?
But isn't it amazing that with all the Mexico bashing that we do in this country, courtesy of our president, that 3 Academy Awards in I think the last 4 years have been won by Mexicans?
Yeah, and they're
coming over here and they're stealing our awards.
Yeah,
they're stealing our awards.
Actually, the three of them, Inarritu, what's his name, who won last night and on Sunday, and Guillermo del Toro were all friends who kibitzed with each other and would show each other their films and say, what do you think I should do with it? And they kind of were a group. And so when Guillermo del Toro gave him the award the other night, it was wonderful because they couldn't have been happier.
They were slapping each other on the way out, too.
Yeah. Yes, Richard.
I didn't see it, so I usually do. But was there any film that who was the big winner? Who got the
Green Book?
The Green Book.
Yeah,
okay,
they're actually spread across pretty evenly.
Freddie Mercury movie.
No, thank God, I hated that movie.
Oh, I really liked it.
Did you really? Rob, what did you like about it?
His teeth.
I just thought he did I thought he did a great job of portraying Freddie Mercury.
Yes, but you know, I wasn't aware that you win an Academy Award for impersonating somebody.
Well, that's
and that happens all the time. The year before, Best Actor went to an impersonation. It went to a guy doing Winston Churchill.
Did it get any Oscars? The movie Queen, the Queen thing. Did it get any Oscars?
What?
Did it won any Oscars?
What?
The Queen movie.
The Queen movie? Oh yeah, it won Best Actor, and it won a couple of technical awards. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty amazing how they made like the cinematography part of it, where the Queen, that concert, that Bob Geldof concert, the way they were able to make it look like that they were performing there.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, but that's all craft, okay? But I mean, when you talk about a movie, for instance, I think Roma was a wonderful film. I think that Green Book was a terrific movie, and the only thing that really pissed me off was Spike Lee, who, when he didn't win for Best Picture, which he didn't have a chance of winning, okay, but when he didn't win for Best Picture and Green Book did, he got up and started to leave. To begin with, he blocked their way as they were trying to walk onto the stage. And then he turned around and started walking out till somebody told him.
Is it true?
Yeah. Somebody told him to turn around and go back, otherwise he was going to look terrible if he left. His argument was, last time I didn't get nominated, but Driving Miss Daisy did, and this is simply another version of Driving Miss Daisy. Well, to begin with, the black guy's in the back seat in this one, okay? Yeah. And it's
maybe he had a pee.
It's an entirely different movie, okay? But I mean, it was so he had such a bad attitude about that, you know. And I just thought that, you know, that's a night where you kind of suck it in and show a little bit of decency when it comes to other people winning. Otherwise, you become Kanye West. You know,
because I kind of thought it was spread across pretty evenly. I've seen none of those movies, and now I want to see them all.
I'd like to see.
Well, there weren't. I'll tell you something. The one that I was the happiest with was not Rami Malek, although I think he won because everybody else sucked. Okay, but the fact of the matter was that the thing that I was happiest about was Olivia Colman winning, because I've been a fan of hers for years through British television. She is just a superb comedic actress, and also a serious actress as well. And to see her out of a clear blue, I didn't think there was any way she was going to win it here in America. She won the BAFTA, she won the Golden Globes, but they're both foreign related. And she is loved in England. I mean, this woman is just loved in England. And when she won here, I was amazed. You know, she had to be,
too.
Huh? She was shocked. She thought Glenn Close was going to get it. In fact, she got up and went, you know, Glenn Close, I love your work, and I wish this hadn't happened. You know,
I just think this is the post-Weinstein era. And that's why there are movies winning that aren't the ones that they spent the most amount of money on.
No, I think a lot. I think there's a lot of cash still being spent on advertising. You don't see the trades. I do. They advertise
My
like
daughter works
crazy.
for Variety.
What?
Alex.
She's on the
Alex.
masthead.
Really?
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can wait if somebody else.
No, that's okay. What we can say,
Yeah.
Richard?
Okay. I was talking about movies. I see that you collect movies, right?
I collect movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you
As you can
do
see
you
behind
get the Oscars? Do you get to see? Are you into some kind of? Do you know people and get?
He wants to know about your SAG. You know how
Yeah,
you get.
Oh
yeah,
no, I get
before-
screeners for the SAG Awards. That's
Yeah,
how
you
I
get
saw.
screeners,
That's
yeah.
how I saw
Okay.
Bohemian Rhapsody and how I saw The Favorite and how I
Yeah,
saw
yeah, sure. Okay, I
Vice
see.
and films like
You
that.
get screen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But can I say it's a little bit off, but it's a movie thing. I'm a record collector, and but I like movies as well. But I have a favorite kind of era. Do you have a favorite kind of era in movies?
Well,
I mean,
it isn't. It isn't right now. Okay, that's for damn
not
sure.
Right. Me neither. But I mean,
Because I feel that today the whole movie business has really changed. It's really an exhibition business as opposed to making films. I think you're going to see all the great movies, really good movies, being done by like Netflix and Hulu and people like that who will finance independent filmmakers.
These days,
But do I have a favorite era? Not really. You know, I think the '70s was pretty good.
Yeah, I was
there was a lot of breakthrough films.
De Niro, Pacino. I mean, Raging Bull, Taxi Driver. Yeah, that kind of that.
That's the Busby Berkeley era, you know, and
that's nostalgia. I enjoy it. Yeah. You know, I mean, I'll sometimes watch an old film like that, but you know, that's nostalgia. When you're talking about groundbreaking films, I think that whole period of time in the '70s. When Hollywood changed hands from the old guys to the young guys was a very interesting time because you had Spielberg, you had Lucas, you had Scorsese, you had all these people coming to the fore and into the early 80s. It really was
Oliver Stone.
Oliver Stone. I've never been a big fan of Oliver Stone.
He's a little later. He came.
He was a little later,
in the 80s.
Yeah,
I watched Platoon last night.
Yeah, and you had you had films.
Stone.
You had films like Easy Rider, for instance. Which was spectacular.
And,
You had The Exorcist. You know, you had these films that were breakthrough films being made by younger directors that changed the whole direction.
You know what? The first time I saw Raging Bull.
Yeah.
I saw it. I think it was on television. It was some channel that sent it, and I hadn't seen it before, but I heard about it. I saw it with my father.
Mm-hmm.
He's also a collector, record collector, and a movie fan.
Yeah.
And we saw it, and I just got more and more and more impressed by the work that's done in that movie. It's I was almost emotionally touched by it.
What's interesting is if you go when you go and have a look at what happened to Raging Bull, it's an amazing thing because it says how much we can believe the Oscars. At the end of the 1980s, they asked every critic what was the greatest film of the 80s, and almost universally they said Raging Bull.
Yeah,
but it didn't win.
A 70s movie.
A 70s movie, right? At the end of the, no, I think it was
it
Raging
was,
Bull.
Early.
70. No,
I thought it was a 70s movie.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Barely. I think it's 81 or 82.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not sure, but
anyway, it lost, and it lost to what did it lose to? That film that Robert Redford directed.
For the Oscars.
Yeah,
Raging Bull.
I'm having a hard time remembering the film, and that's how good it was.
1980. It was released in 80. Raging Bull.
Now,
80.
Years ago, Alex, you told me your favorite movie was Chinatown.
Well, that was at that time.
Oh.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie too. You mean the Jack Nicholson?
Yeah. I mean, you know,
what's his name?
That's the Polish director, right?
Yeah, with the R.
Wait a minute.
Polanski.
I can't remember his name now.
Polanski. If you'd hear me say Polanski.
Polanski.
Yeah. But there is another European, Alex, or anyone who all of you, anyone who likes movies. He died. He made 3 excellent movies. He made a little bit more, but he made a movie called Blue, Red, and White, and his name was he was Polish or something. His name was Lebowski something. Lebowski.
I don't know.
You know?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. No.
Okay, because he made especially
Big Lebowski?
The
Big Lebowski with
no. But he made these 3 movies, and they were hailed all over Europe.
There's a good example that Phil brought up. The Big Lebowski is probably one of the most loved films ever. There are people that just love that film.
In the States or in general?
I don't know about the rest of the world, but in the United States, you know, I mean, it's like... it's
an icon movie.
It's absolutely iconographic, yeah. Absolutely.
But Jeff Bridges is great in it.
Yeah.
What did you think of Pulp Fiction?
I thought it was terrific. I think all of his work is terrific.
I think that's Tarantino, right?
Yeah.
I think Pulp Fiction was great, but I wasn't too crazy about all of those Kill Bill movies.
No, me either.
I like the Kill Bill films. Oddly enough, I thought they were terrific.
I like him, but I don't think it's his best work.
But Inglourious Bastard is wonderful.
Huh?
Inglourious Bastard is wonderful.
What about what's the name? Jackie Brown.
It's okay. It's all right. I like it. You know. But hey, listen, the theme is playing. That means we've run out of time. Rob looks
being on the show for the first time.
Hey, well, Richard, now that you know how to do it again. I don't know how you got yourself on the second time because I had actually blocked you.
Just make sure he's not blocked.
Yeah. No, he's not blocked. Okay. He's not blocked. So.
I'll do it as often as I can, actually, because I enjoyed the show. So.
Well, we enjoyed having you here. It gave us.
I hope so.
It gave a fine feeling. Let me make sure you're not blocked. Yes, you're not blocked. Okay. Anyway, and Josh, thank you for being here tonight. I want to also thank Phil Meyer and, of course, Jeff Stein and our very own Santa Claus, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. Everybody, give a big wave goodbye so they can see you. Okay, there we go, folks. And our show was a little late getting started, but it finally got going. We had some real problems tonight at the beginning, so we didn't get on for about 40 minutes. That's my life. Okay, it sucks. Anyway, we'll be back again tomorrow night. I don't know if there's going to be a exchange tomorrow night. He's getting close to getting back on again, but we've got the sports show at 8:30. I'll be back again tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye.